Somewhere in 2001, deep inside the computer networks of the United States military, a message appeared where no message should have been. 5 words, left behind on a government system by someone who was never supposed to be there. No one knew who wrote it. No one knew how they got in. And no one imagined that what prosecutors would later call the biggest military computer hack of all time was the work of one man, alone, in a bedroom in London, on a dial-up connection. This is the case of the intruder who called himself Solo. Between February 2001 and March 2002, an intruder moved quietly through 97 computers, belonging to the US Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Pentagon, and NASA. He didn't break through anything. According to investigators, he simply walked through doors that were never locked. For 13 months, he searched, machine after machine, late at night, when the systems were quiet. Then, the US government says the damage began. Prosecutors alleged he deleted critical files that shut down an Army network of 2,000 computers for a full 24 hours. They alleged that in the raw days after the September 11th attacks, he wiped weapons logs at a naval station in New Jersey, freezing munitions, supplies for an entire fleet. America put a price on it, more than $700,000 in damage. Some reports pushed the figure higher still. To the Pentagon, this was an attack. A senior officer called it serious, deliberate, and deeply damaging. But the investigators chasing this ghost were about to find something stranger than any enemy. The intruder was not a foreign government, not a criminal gang. He was one man, and he wasn't hunting secrets to sell. He was hunting for aliens. His name was Gary McKinnon, born in Glasgow in 1966, a self-taught systems administrator who had fallen for computers as a boy. He was no elite cyber criminal. By his own account, he had no real hacking background at all. So how did a lone hobbyist walk into the most powerful military on Earth? The uncomfortable answer, he said, was simple. No one had locked the door. Many of these government machines had blank passwords, or default ones anyone could guess. That was the real horror of this story. Not a genius smashing through steel walls, but a nation's defenses left wide open. Yet Gary wasn't there for money or espionage. He was chasing an obsession. He believed the US government was hiding proof of UFOs, anti-gravity craft, and suppressed free energy technology that could change the world. He has said a public statement in May 2001 convinced him the truth was being kept from ordinary people. So he went looking for it himself, and what he claimed to find became legend. He said that on a NASA workstation, he watched a single image load slowly, line by line, across his dial-up connection. A smooth, silver, cigar-shaped object hanging above the Earth. He said he saw a spreadsheet titled Non-Terrestrial Officers. But here, the story demands honesty. None of this has ever been verified. McKinnon captured no copy. His drives were seized. His so-called evidence, he admits, was lost, glimpsed for a moment, then gone forever. What remains is a claim, a haunting one, but only a claim. And soon, the real world came knocking. In March 2002, British police arrived at Gary McKinnon's door. His computer was seized. Months later, America indicted him. 7 charges, each carrying up to 10 years. If extradited and convicted, he faced the possibility of vanishing into a foreign prison for the rest of his life, as much as 60 to 70 years. What followed wasn't a chase. It was a war fought in courtrooms. For a decade, McKinnon battled extradition. The House of Lords turned him down. Human rights courts weighed in. 2 prime ministers raised his name. His case even reached a US president. Then came the detail that changed everything. Gary McKinnon was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and severe depression. Doctors warned that if he were torn from his home and sent to America, he would be at grave risk of taking his own life. On the 16th of October 2012, Britain's Home Secretary Theresa May stood before Parliament and did something no Home Secretary had ever done under that treaty. She blocked the extradition. Not because he was innocent, his access to those systems was never in doubt, but because sending him away, she said, would breach his human rights. Weeks later, British prosecutors decided he would not stand trial in the UK either. And so a man accused of the biggest military hack in history was never convicted, never extradited, never imprisoned. But the case left uncomfortable questions in its wake. Was the damage truly as vast as America claimed? Or, as McKinnon argued, inflated to force his extradition across the ocean? No court ever put it to the test. And why, in that very same month, was another British man with Asperger's, also accused of computer-related activity, extradited without mercy? Critics called it a double standard. One American commentator called May's decision laughable. There was never a clean ending here, only a mirror. Because the deepest lesson of the Gary McKinnon case was never really about aliens. It was this: the world's mightiest military was breached not by a weapon, but by empty passwords. One curious man exposed a truth far more real than any UFO, that the most dangerous vulnerability in any system is the one we are simply too careless to fix. Use strong, unique passwords. Never leave the defaults in place, because the next open door may not lead to a dreamer searching the stars. It might lead to someone far more dangerous.